What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here with another episode of Marvel Strike Force for you guys. And yeah, I wanted to quickly touch on the fact that yeah, it's the 8th anniversary. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic 8th anniversary day. And as well, a couple of things I might have missed from my last video, but I wanted to kind of briefly touch on it today. And yeah, I think first and foremost, I wanted to quickly chat about where the heck are the new teams. And actually, this might not be a bad thing. We did have Datamines from a few weeks ago indicating that there was supposed to be this Shadow Conclave team that was supposed to be coming in some shape or form with regards to War 2.0. So could be very well around the corner here, especially with the 8th anniversary. But having said that, they haven't announced anything, and maybe they'll announce it on the blogs on Friday. But it's maybe not a bad thing that they haven't announced a new team, because with all the teams that have been coming out, it's actually kind of nice to get a little bit of a breather. And actually, on that note, usually these new teams are kind of ways of getting income, right? They have deals and package offers associated with the characters. So, of course, they don't really need that this week, because we have Gear Tier 21. And, of course, as well, accompanying Gear Tier 21 is also all these offers with regards to the Reality Breaker milestone leaderboard, whatever you want to call it. And of course, as well, we also have this Arsenal upgrade and Gear Fest as well, right? So quite a few things going on. So I can kind of see why they decided not to pump out a new team. Maybe it's, I'm not really disappointed by that, because yeah, I think maybe they are listening, and maybe they're thinking, hey, we should pump the brakes out a little bit, because yeah, there has been a lot of teams in a very, very short span of time. So I'm not upset about it, but I just wanted to let you guys know that yeah, it's probably going to be sooner than later that they announce another team, because yeah, almost every week they like to release a new character, right? And we had with regards to the Daring Warriors, we had Speedball and we had Night Thrasher. Speedball was last week, right, if I'm not mistaken. So it's already been a week here, and usually when they release these last characters, we actually get some sort of an indication, right, that they're whatever this next team is, because they want to kind of keep people on the edge of their seats. But we haven't heard anything, so maybe it's going to be later on. We'll see what happens here, maybe with the 8th anniversary today, or maybe later on on the blog or something like that. Having said that, do keep in mind this Recon Speedball and Recon Eclipse, they are leaving today, and I didn't mention that in my Fast 3. I do apologize for that. Usually I try to catch a little bit of quick things, and yeah, there's always so much going on, and there's going to be one or two things that I miss. But I do want to say that, yeah, just make sure if you guys are trying to get these extra Maestro shards, that you are definitely trying to get as much out of it. I do feel like if you are planning to do this, then of course it also kind of ties in with this Gear Fest, where you can kind of bring up some certain gear tiers 19 and 20 to get the points, so then you can kind of double dip a bit. But I'll let you guys know what my strategy is. And yeah, this new event is a little bit it's screaming trap right now, because yeah, it's trying to it's putting some good amount of XP, and I've already done a few things on my baby account. But with regards to my main account, Gear Tier 21 is just too precious of a resource right now to be using it on, just for the sake of this event. And I think actually to get to this milestone 25 and to get 100 points per gear tier, you basically have to bring up 25 characters, right, that are Tier 20. And if you have Tier 19, you'll get half that amount of points. So you need about 50 characters. So 50 or 25 characters seems a little crazy to me, especially because this resource is such a gear crunch right now. And not to mention the fact that it's also expensive to bring up your characters from whatever level to 105, right, to even get the option to open up the Tier 20 availability, right? So again, I'm not gonna be encouraging it, but it is there if you guys do want to double dip, because of course as well with Eclipse. Her event is leaving in about 7 days. So, of course, as well, what you can do is... oh, this is the wrong event. Why am I looking at her event? Sorry. Her event is leaving in about 7 days. And, again, I am going to be just kind of staying the course here and happy with my 4. The 5 does require the Tier 20 and the level 105. And I'm not willing to, throw my Tier 20s around like this right now, because even though we have Tier 21 on the horizon, Tier 20 is still very, very much gated. And, of course, we have Tier 19, which is less as crazy. But tier 20 is like the cream of the crop. And level 105 is also another beast on its own. And again, if you guys go into my roster here, and I'll show you guys, just kind of tiering up into the roster here, and we'll kind of look at all the tier 20 characters I have, but quite a bit actually. So we're going to keep scrolling down here until we get to this teal section, because this teal section is important because there is a bunch of characters, right? There is a bunch of characters that I can easily push to even to 19. And yeah, I could easily get 50 points for, you know, for bringing them up. And let's see here, I've got, you know, quite a few of these guys that are ready to go. You know, you're looking for the level 105s because then you can push them basically to tier 19. Same with Silver Surfer, level 100. I can push him to tier 19 and get 50 points. But the problem here is, and just keep in mind, even though the event seems like it's very enticing and you can get some extra goodies out of it, I will say that the problem here is a lot of these materials that you want to use when you push to tier 19, like for example, this Crimson Radiation and these isomers, we have lots of it, but the thing is if you keep bringing characters up to tier 19, you're going to be using a whole bunch of these resources, and this is going to hurt you later on, because that is the same type of resource that you're going to need when you need to bring your characters up to tier 20 and tier 21, because they share the same resource, right? Let's go into Mephisto here so you guys can kind of see here. They're still using these, okay, maybe he's not the best example because we clicked on the new piece, but this older piece, these isomers and all this other stuff and the Crimson Catalyst, they're using the same material that we would be using if we're bringing characters up to tier 19. So keep that in mind. If you're, you know, like I said, if you're looking into this event and you're thinking, hey, this is a good way to maybe bring some characters up and maybe I can get some extra goodies out of it. Yes, you can absolutely get some goodies out of it. If you haven't brought up your champions and you haven't brought up your Daring Warriors and you're planning to use that to kind of conjunction yourself with this Eclipse loss events, I guess Winter Guard, sorry, not I said Daring Warriors there, but I guess it's getting the Daring Warriors. But yes, Winter Guard or champions, yes, then it would be, you know, it would be a good idea to, you know, maybe double dip a little bit. I couldn't really double dip anyways because I already had a lot of these guys brought up even before the event went live. Like I had Omega Red and Red Guardian and built up way back in January, and my Miles and my Braun, same thing. They were already kind of at that point where they already leveled up, and yeah, it wouldn't have made sense even if I knew this event was coming in the Datamines. It wouldn't have made any sense. But for those of you that are thinking about this this Gear Fest, keep that in mind. This is we got 13 days on it, and it's very similar to how I'm thinking with regards to the Maxed Out event with the Race to 110. I feel like it's a very well positioned trap, because now if people are spending and gearing characters to tier 19, well, they're going to be limiting their resources, right? They're going to be using the same resources that, maybe this is not the best example here, but when you hit the upgrade, you're going to see that it does use some of these key resources that we would need, right? And again, yes, it does use some of the teal ones, but it also eats up quite a bit of these uniques, right? The Crimson Spores, the Palladiums, lots of the key uniques that you need for bringing characters up to tier 21, right? Again, we'll jump back in here onto a character that can be pushed to tier 21, and you'll see here that the uniques are kind of the ones that are going to be an issue here, because if you start needlessly using all these tier 19 and tier 20 uniques, they're going to go into your tier 21, and it's going to be a massive trap. It's going to hurt you later down the road, especially even if Dark Dimension 9 isn't on your docket right now and it's something you want to think about for later, way later on in the game. This is definitely going to be something that I think a lot of people have already, some early people have gone and already leveled up some of these characters for the stats and stuff. And hey, I don't blame you. It's a great way to take advantage of the increase in stats, but we have yet to increase our levels. We have yet to increase any uniques because, yeah, we have to position ourselves in a way so we can pivot when the Annihilus, when Dark Dimension 9 is actually announced, right? So just wanted to keep you guys out there and kind of keep you on the down low so you guys are aware of this, because, yeah, I feel like it is going to be a massive trap, and I don't want you guys falling into that trap. Especially because we've already kind of gone into this Blue Marvel trap as well. So anyways, also I want to just say a shout out to Rough Rider and to Jester, because they had actually brought this to my attention where the Galactic members already have the costumes in game. So again, guys, I want to say thank you again here. I did have the Datamine pictures, but I didn't even I didn't even check them out in game, and yeah, it's really cool. to actually see their costumes now. So I really appreciate the fact that they mentioned that on YouTube. So thank you again, Rough Rider, and thank you again, Jester. Appreciate those guys. And again, they also mentioned that the RETCon members are also available with their costumes. So if you guys are, bringing up RETCon either for Maestro, whether you want to use them for the redacted dimension as well, this would be a good time, I guess, to kind of double dip a little bit into that new event, right? That Gear Fest. But pretty cool stuff. You go into the costumes here, you will see that they have a new cartoony look. I think it's pretty wicked. I think it's cool that they're doing that, and hopefully we have ways to kind of get it unlocked here. Yeah, again, Jeff Deland Shark. He looks pretty funky with the I think it's a nice touch. Honestly, I think this is probably my favorite one. She looks so cool. Just having her mask off, I think that looks pretty cool. And come on, she's a Marvel. She's people love her. She's awesome. She's part of RETCon. So anyways, thank you again, you guys, for mentioning that to me. And again, I don't want you guys falling into this trap. If you have ways to kind of double dip a bit, yes, go for it. You're gonna get some extra tier 20s. You're gonna get some of these Armory 19 orbs, which will help out with those reds as well, and some gold and experience points. The only reason why I'm even doing this on my baby account is because of the massive amounts of XP. I'm gonna go over that in another video here with regards to my baby account, but you guys now know, this is a potential trap event, and I want to make sure you guys are aware of it, and that you guys, can kind of use that information at your discretion, and it's at your fingertips, so you can decide what the best course of action is for your account, because what it works for your account may not necessarily work for another person's account. But having said that, that's my approach. We have 13 days as well to kind of decide what you want to do. But yeah, if you did want to double dip, and again, I should have mentioned this, the Recon events leaving earlier on my my 3 fast 3 whatever in the morning, but I did not, so I do apologize about that. So anyways, that is it. I will see you guys in the next one here when we get footage out when the 8th anniversary does go live. Otherwise, guys, it's always a pleasure. I wish you guys a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.